What's up, boxing fans? This is Lil Ran Man with another blog with ATL Boxing Talk, and we are about 24 hours removed from last night. Brandon Rios, Mike Alvarado, and Nonito Donair and Toshiaki Nishioka. Both fights were really good. Last night, to be totally honest with you, I was just too geeked up last night to even do a blog last night. I mean, it was absolutely one of the most exciting fights I've seen since Gotti Ward, Diego Corrales, Jose Luis Castillo. Brandon Rios and Mike Alvarado, it was hyped up to be a potential Fight of the Year candidate. It lived up to it. I have no doubt believing that this is Fight of the Year. Most of the fights for the year 2012 have already been made, and there's not a fight on the docket yet that I can see that will be as exciting as the Mike Alvarado Brandon Rios fight. Now, Brandon Rios was moving up from super lightweight to junior welterweight, and we all know that Mike Alvarado was already a bona fide junior welterweight, and size-wise, he was the man that was most comfortable at 140 pounds. And is this a potential candidate for a rematch? Absolutely. I actually want to see the rematch of this fight because up until Mike Alvarado got knocked out, I actually had him winning this fight. This was just one of those nights where rarely will actually beat skill. Usually it's the other way around. Skill always beats will. But last night, Brandon Rios just would not be denied. He kept constant pressure. And that was another thing, too. The pressure. I don't know if Mike Alvarado broke down mentally. Personally, I didn't see that. But I do believe that the constant pressure that Brandon Rios kept on him did make a difference in the fight. Mike Alvarado was landing a good, clean jab. He landed a lot of uppercuts. And there were times in that fight where he landed looping right hands that I personally thought would probably either hurt Brandon Rios or get him in some trouble. Now, after the fight, in the post-fight interviews, Brandon Rios did admit that there were some times in that fight where he was hurt, but he just fought through it. Once Brandon Rios was able to exert himself and just really just will himself upon Mike Alvarado, he caught Alvarado with a series of right hands that just it really did have Mike Alvarado in some serious trouble. Do I think the fight could have went on a few seconds more? Maybe a few seconds more, but not more than that. I believe that Mike Alvarado was out, and I don't think that he was going to be able to recover. I could be wrong, and that's why I do want to see a rematch of this fight because out of the two, even though Mike Alvarado got knocked out, and even though Brandon Rios was able to bring his power up to 140, I still believe that Mike Alvarado is the better fighter of the two. Ironically, his skill set is better. Now, there are going to be some things that he's going to have to tweak in a rematch, and I'm pretty sure that if a rematch is signed, he will work on those things. I'm pretty sure that his corner will, tweak his skills, and when they step in the ring again, there will be some things that he will be ready for with Brandon Rios. But with that being said, Brandon Rios is a beast, man. I can see now why Eureka's Gamboa, that was a fight that they were really trying to make, a fight between Bam Bam, Brandon Rios, and Eureka's Gamboa. I can see now why Eureka's Gamboa did everything he could to stay away from that fight, and you know, he eventually just didn't fight him. And Brandon Rios moved up in weight, moved up actually to bigger and better fights. So good for him. With that being said, we move on to the main event, which was, of course, my favorite Filipino fighter, and now probably my favorite fighter, Nonito Donair. He took on Toshiaki Nishioka, 39-5 with 24 KOs, I think. And Donair, of course, he was 30-1 with 19 KOs. Nonito Donair has proven that he is the goods. In terms of pound for pound, we're really gonna have to put Nonito Donair in the top 3 as far as pound for pound. Look, we're going to have to forget about Floyd Mayweather for a minute, and I'll get to Floyd Mayweather in a minute. But we're going to have to really forget about Floyd Mayweather for a minute, just due to his inactivity and the fact that he's not taking on top competition. Nonito Donair is taking on top competition. Simple and plain, and he's just dominating. He's having fun in the ring. He's actually getting better and better with each and every fight. His countering, his foot movement, I mean, his slip game is just, it's awesome. Nonito really showed good lateral movement last night. The punch that he caught Nishioka with was just a straight right hand, and ironically, Nonito was the one on the ropes. It was kind of reminiscent of the Nonito Donair and Vic Darchanian fight, where Vic Darchanian had Nonito on the ropes, and Nonito just decided, okay, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna punch with this guy. He punched with him, landed a left hook, just knocked him out. Was Nishioka in that kind of trouble? You know what? I'm not really sure. I do believe that he could have went on a little bit. His corner actually stopped the fight. It was his second time being dropped in that particular fight, and I do believe that he could have probably survived the round, but he was just losing the fight. Nonito was all over the place, and so as of now, Sergio Martinez, Nonito Donair, maybe Floyd Mayweather after that. Well, you know what? No. Andre Ward, Andre Ward, Sergio Martinez, Nonito Donair. Those are my top 3 pound for pound. Floyd Mayweather is really losing ground in terms of the pound for pound rankings in my book. And that's just my humble opinion. I think that Nonito Donair is the man now. And he is going to eventually, you know, demand top billing, which he's already getting that now. I think HBO is being pretty fair with him, but they are going to move him from Boxing After Dark and eventually move him to World Championship Boxing, and he will be the headliner on World Championship Boxing, which means bigger paydays, you know, this, that, and the other. Let's get him off of that Boxing After Dark. He's a much better fighter than a Boxing After Dark fighter. Boxing After Dark is for up-and-coming fighters, contenders, and you know, fighters that used to be. That's not Nonito anymore. He is a full-blown, bona fide champion. He should be treated that way. Now, I'm going to talk about something. I wanted to do my homework on this first before I talked about this, and it's in reference to Floyd Mayweather. Manny Pacquiao has publicly gone on TV. He has conceded to everything that Floyd has demanded in terms of pay. He's went with the 45-55 split. He's even said that he would get his blood drawn on the day of the fight, which he would do before and after the fight. Of course, they're going to fight here in America. And I even think at this particular point in time, he'll let Floyd pick the judges. He just wants to get it on. Now, what was said by Pacquiao was this. He said that he actually spoke with Floyd Mayweather, person to person on the phone. And these were Floyd Mayweather's words. You're a congressman now. Your fan base is in your country. Your countrymen love you. So if you were to lose this fight, you still have options. All I have is boxing. If I lose this fight, I have nothing. Now, you know, I don't know if that's true. What I do know is that between Floyd Mayweather, his promotion, and Manny Pacquiao's promoter, they haven't been able to get the fight signed. I did a blog a few months ago, probably a year ago, saying that Bob Arum was the problem, and that Bob Arum was part of the reason why this fight hadn't been signed. I still believe that, and I still believe that Bob Arum is a big part of it, but I also believe that Floyd is probably running scared now. In that blog, I said I didn't believe that Floyd was afraid of Manny Pacquiao. You know, I'm not so sure about that anymore. The man has said he's given Floyd everything that Floyd has asked for. So there should be no reason why this fight shouldn't be signed. Why Floyd is waiting the way he is, you know, personally, I just don't know. But what I am saying is this: Floyd, even your own supporters, and I'm talking about your staunch supporters, the ones that will ride and die for you no matter what, they are starting to question you now, man. And they are starting to say, you know what, maybe this guy is afraid. Because, you know what, if you ask for all these things on the negotiating table, and finally after 3 years you get them, and you still don't step your ass in the ring, something's wrong, man. You know, that's all I got to say about that. You know, I've always thought that Floyd was not afraid of Manny Pacquiao, and I've always thought that Manny Pacquiao wasn't afraid of Floyd. You know what? I'm not so sure anymore. I mean, you know, for Floyd to make a statement like that, and again, I don't know if this statement is true, but it very well could be. What I do know is this: the fight isn't signed. And if Manny Pacquiao went on national TV and said, look, man, I've given this guy everything he wants, and I'll even get stuck the day of the fight before and after. And those were the two biggest things that Manny Pacquiao wasn't willing to do. He wasn't willing to get his blood drawn the day of the fight. Now, for him to consent and say, okay, you know what, I'll do that too. Hey, Floyd, hey, man, step up, man. Stop throwing $50,000 to these strippers and get your ass in the ring and show that you can actually beat this guy. Because until then, I'm just going to say it the way I'm going to say it, man. Look, you're only fooling yourself. You know, people are starting to see through it now, man. Maybe you are afraid of this Filipino fighter. I still think you can beat him, but look at you, man. I mean, hey, your heart look like it's pumping Kool-Aid, dog. I'm just saying. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this blog. Hey, man, congratulations to Brandon Rios. Again, congratulations to Nonito Donair. You guys have proven that you guys just may single-handedly save this sport. I know that, you know, we'll see big things from you guys later on down the road. One more thing, I want to give a shout out to my guys up there in Philadelphia, GYGB, Guard Your Grill Boxing, Sleep, Ride or Die. Those guys up there, man, they do a boxing blog, and it's one of the best that I've seen. And, you know, Lil Ram Man, just giving a shout out to them. But again, I'm signing off, and I'll be on again after the Marquez-Pacquiao fight. This is a fight that I do believe that Marquez will win again, even though he hasn't been officially written on paper as winning against Pacquiao. I think he will win this fight, and I think that maybe then, I guess, if he beats, you know, Manny convincingly, maybe then Floyd will sign the fight. I don't know, but this is Lil Ram Man signing off. Again, give me your comments. all the boxing fans in the world. I love the sport of boxing. I love you guys too. Signing off.